Hello, hello. Welcome, everybody. It is time again for the Black Belt Newscast. We are live. It's Friday, February 14th. Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day.
I should be wearing red.
I didn't even think about that either. That's a good
I know,
point.
and it's my favorite color and everything, and here I am not wearing red. What is the deal?
Oh, man, I don't know. We'll make up for it next time.
Yes, yeah, okay. So, we have a lot to talk about today, as always.
Right.
We get all of our stories from blackbeltnewsnetwork.com. And as you know, we do not charge for our content. I was actually researching something earlier and got stopped by a paywall and thought, wow, that's really annoying because now I don't know what's going on. But you don't get that when you go to the Black Belt News Network.
Don't have to pay.
And
we want to keep it that way. Hey, there's a new rhyme. You don't have to pay. We're going to keep it that way. So why don't you give a little today?
Because we do take donations,
right,
in order to keep that free. And we do have a lot of really great loyal followers that give $10, or even I have one that gives $30 a month.
Wow.
Cool. But you can also give $100 at a time. And we do appreciate it. Our plan is to inform you about what's going on in the Black Belt communities. And we do that day to day to day. And we also do that with your help, because we are a community connecting project. We are not doing this all by ourselves. Although we're the experienced journalists, we have a lot of experience in the community of folks that know what's going on and can write really well and take pictures. And you can send that to news@blackbeltnewsnetwork.com. And that helps us be in a lot of places at one time.
A lot of places we couldn't otherwise be. And it helps us know about things that we may not know about, that if you can't cover it, we could cover it.
And you can sign up for our daily newsletter that comes out at 3:00 every day, and it has all the headlines. It's a great way to keep up with what's going on in your community. And it's free as well. That's our key word here, free, free, free. So I am coming to you guys from the headquarters in Selma in Queen City.
Unfortunately, I'm stuck at home. The whole family has come down with this whatever flu that the whole state. I heard that the state was getting it. It's bad all over the state of Alabama.
There are schools that are struggling with it. And luckily, and I told him he can't come here because I don't want it. What do you say? You like to share with me, but not that?
Yeah, I'll share everything but that. Okay, that's fine.
Thank you. So as much as we love being in the same room together for these things, we're not today. Just
not today. That's okay. Next week.
We want to stay healthy enough to be able to continue covering stuff for you guys.
Yeah. If we get too sick, we can't go out and cover stuff.
I do like to mention that we can see your comments. So if you have comments about what we're covering today, let me know. When you make a comment, it actually shows up to me here in my StreamYard setup, and I can answer you or just give you a shout out. So we'd love to hear from you guys. That's how we know what's going on and that you guys are watching and connecting with us. It's sometimes hard to tell because we are live on Facebook and on YouTube and Instagram. So when we're and multiple, our Selma Sun site and our Black Belt site. So it's kind of hard for us to tell how many of you guys are watching at one time. So we'd love to hear from you and just say hi. Just wave. All right. I'll take it. So, okay, let's get started.
Yes, let's do.
Okay, so we're going to start in Perry County today.
Yeah.
Because the sheriff has announced in the last week or two that he plans to retire, and it's kind of sad. He says he's burned out. Tell us more about it.
It's been 32 years. He's been in the sheriff in business and in the law enforcement. And Sheriff Billy C. Jones just said, it's time to hang it up. He's hanging up his badge, and there's no word yet as to what he's going to do next. He hasn't revealed that yet. He is going to stay there for at least another couple of weeks while they decide who is going to be the next sheriff. The governor will appoint a sheriff. Until the governor appoints a sheriff, the deputy, the assistant sheriff, will act as the sheriff. Then the commission chair will help to figure out who will be, which is Albert Turner Jr., who will be the next sheriff. And the governor will appoint somebody to fill that seat until January of 2026 when it comes up for election again. So he's still
Right.
got a year on his term that
Yeah,
has to
and
be
it's been
filled by somebody.
elected. So yeah, that is an interesting process. And law enforcement, it's a lot like journalism in a way because you're never off.
Right.
You're on all the time. And if you go to blackbeltnewsnetwork.com under Perry County, you'll see the story. And it has his statement, which
Yeah.
he's very frank. And I think this is a good thing how frank he is, because a lot of us, mental health and taking care of ourselves and knowing when it's time to say,
Sure.
I need a break and my family needs more time with me. That's what he has
Right.
said in his statement. So go read it. And I think all of us can identify with that. It's tough
Certainly.
work. And we appreciate his service for 32
Yeah.
years.
He's a good man. And I hate to see him go, but
Yeah.
I do understand.
Well,
I mean, can't
fresh
blame
blood.
him.
I
Yeah.
guess it's time for that. So it's going to be interesting. We will follow the process. And actually, the governor has been appointing a lot of positions lately, including the district attorney for the district that covers the western part of our Black Belt counties,
Yeah.
which was recent. And also there was a sheriff appointed recently for Butler County. So,
Yeah.
so ours is now on the blog, but you can find that at blackbeltnewsnetwork.com, and we'll keep up with when that appointment is made. I do love that one of our community correspondents, Portia Shepard, had a really great question out that she posed the community, which was, who do you think will be next? And I love how she does that. There were some really good comments about one of the patrol guys that might be eligible, someone from Jefferson County that might be interested. So it's really interesting to get the take from all of the people in our world. So go check out the story at blackbeltnewsnetwork.com. Okay, so we actually have 2 announcements of new superintendents. As you know, we've been talking about how there are superintendent searches throughout the Black Belt. One of them is in Montgomery, and the other has been Demopolis and Selma. So we have 2 announcements that were made this week. One was for the Demopolis superintendent, and they chose Adam Pugh. And if you go to blackbeltnewsnetwork.com, you can learn a little bit more about him. He comes from Mississippi, has 30 years of experience, and they seem really pleased and excited for new blood. And he had a lot to say about academics. So this has also been a really long process of hiring, of looking for someone new. There's only so many really that are qualified, but
That's a key factor.
Yes, so he had served as superintendent of Lafayette County, and also the Pontonic City School District in Mississippi. You got to love it. But he also did some education relations with a private firm. So that's kind of a neat experience. Demopolis is growing a lot. My daughter's in the Demopolis City School System.
Yeah.
And so, we'll have to keep you guys posted on his entrance when he starts and how it's going. And then we need to move over to, oops, sorry.
There you go.
All right, let's move over to Selma. They hired a new superintendent. This is Dr. David Scott. This hiring was done last week in a special called meeting, and he comes from Tuscaloosa County Schools. It was a contentious vote. It was 3-2. 2 members voted against his hiring. Danielle Wooten and Tanya Miles opposed this vote. There were 5 candidates. It got narrowed to 2 candidates the week before, and then narrowed to this Dr. Scott. Now, what they liked about him was that he has been the head of curriculum and instruction in Tuscaloosa County, and also teaches at the community college with teaching accreditation teams, and he's an adjunct professor. So they liked that he had experience teaching teachers.
Right. Yeah, that's very good. And that's important to be able to teach the teachers, because, I mean, sometimes they need some help and some boost in helping the students. So Very good,
I want
very
to show
important
you
pick.
a video. Our community correspondent, Valencia Benjamin, sent this, and this is at the board meeting when they did make the vote. And it brings him in, and well, they have to invite him. They have to ask him to take the job. And so I have not heard if he has accepted the job, but the vote was 3-2. And I have an interview with, yes, this is board member Brenda, and I can never say her name right. Um, I know they call her Dr. Obo. Has
Oh
worked,
yeah,
yeah, Obanamu, Obamanu. There you go. I think I got
Dr.
it.
O.
And this is her statement to Valencia.
Okay. Well, sometimes as a board member, we have to make these tough decisions. And it was really a tough decision because all the candidates were very good. But the majority ruled, so the vote was 3-2. So we ended up choosing Dr. Scott as our superintendent. So we have to welcome him and Selma because he's the choice that we made. Thank you for all your support.
Yes.
Okay.
So yes, she acknowledges it was a tough decision.
Yeah,
Had some, which is good. They had some good choices.
yeah, they did. They really did.
Yeah. So
And do we still have, I guess, up at Black Belt News Network, the folks who had been in the running for the position, and a little bio on each one up, so you can see how qualified they were.
yeah, and it's a big job.
Yeah,
A lot to tackle. But also at that meeting, Selma officials, they hired a new football coach.
yeah. And what a nice guy. He is really a cool dude. His name is Marcus Gardner.
Yeah.
He comes from Carver in Montgomery. And he says he is ready to have a fast and organized style of football. He actually seems to be very focused on academics as well, because he says he's a football coach, but he wants to be sure that his students are well-rounded on the field as well as off the field. So that's going to be a very good thing for the students. He has taught at a number of different schools, Carver, Prattville, a number of schools over in Montgomery County. He's actually from that area. He's from Montgomery County. He played high school football at Jeff Davis, and then he went on to play college football at Faulkner University over in Montgomery. After his introduction, he had an impromptu meeting with the students, with the team, and that's what's going on right there. And I'm going to tell you something. Those boys had smiles from ear to ear. It looks like he's going to be a popular choice. We got a lot to see. I mean, he just met with them. That was not even the official meeting with him. The official meeting was later that afternoon. So we'll see how it turns out. But he's got a pretty good record. He had a 20-7 record at Carver over 3 years. So
I think it's great. So he replaces Leon Day, who was there for two seasons. And they started out really strong last fall, but really struggled at the end of the season. So we actually had a story before they hired him about how they were really pushing for a big hire. And so considering this to be a big hire. So we will keep you guys updated. Obviously, now they start the spring and then summer practice, and we usually come in and get them around August and talk to them about.
It'd be interesting too, because he's meeting with all the assistants to see who's going to stay on, and of course one of the assistants is Michael Johnson. So we'll have to see if he's. I love Michael. We'll see if he sticks around to help out too.
That's
so
right.
We'll let you know as soon as we know.
Right. Michael Johnson used to play with the Bengals. He was a NFL star from Dallas County. And yes, he was on the sidelines with Leon Day. If it was me, I'd keep him.
Shoot, yeah, you can.
I'm on the sidelines a lot because I shoot football, but photos. I like to shoot photos of football. And I've watched the interaction of Michael with the players He's amazing, and I know they're listening. He's also like 6'7". So I mean, you see this guy that has played before and knows what he's talking about. They better listen. You know, that would be foolish not to.
Yeah, I mean, he's played at every level. So,
oh yeah, well, it's going to be really exciting. We're happy for the Saints and can't wait to see it.
Yeah, we're looking for good things.
All right. We've been talking about the cleanup of the city of Selma before the 60th anniversary of the Bridge Crossing Jubilee that is coming up March 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th that week.
Right.
The actual bridge stuff is the 9th. And it's we've been talking about fences being up and blocking sidewalks. And now we're talking about picking up the trash. So tell us what the plan is.
Well, and actually the plan is this right here is Race Street. And the hope was that this could get cleaned up before Jubilee. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like that's going to happen, but it's going to happen. ADEM, Alabama Department of Environmental Management, is going to come in and clean all this up. Unfortunately, it's going to cost a little more than anticipated because the city had piled it up and mixed it with dirt. And they've got to separate the trash and the dirt. But this section of Race Street was closed off for a while to try to keep people from going down there throwing away garbage. But unfortunately, it didn't work, you know. But this is going to be done. John Creel said they're hoping that they're going to be able to get this before Jubilee, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen.
I'm sorry, this is hard to look at.
It is hard to look at. And this is Race Street. The next scene is a picture of is some video from a street just off of Race Street where people have been going and dumping garbage. And I mean, it's sad. And here's the problem.
Yeah.
This area, both of these areas are right next to a creek that's right next to the Alabama River. And all of that empties into the Alabama River. In those piles, there are old electronics, which have poison chemicals. There are baby diapers. There's household waste. All that leaches into our water system. This is down on County Road 414 near Mentor. It is an illegal dump that's been there for years. And ADEM has agreed to also clean that up. Here's the problem, though. I say problem. Here's the situation. That's John Creel, our county sanitation officer. $500,000 to $800,000 just to clean that gully up. And it could go more because they don't know how deep the garbage is. And the problems we run into is, again, all that leaches into our water supply, which means that we can't eat the fish out of the streams and the river. We're losing wildlife. And this isn't a tree hugging political thing. This is a reality thing, that there are creeks and streams in our county that no longer have certain wildlife because of this. And $500,000 to $800,000 for that one spot.
That's big money.
It could go even more than that. And the problem is all that money could be spent on infrastructure, education, building bridges, and there's so many other things that could be spent on if people just wouldn't throw their trash out.
Well, and LaMarcus Snow, who does, landscaping, he has pictures almost every day of the mess that's even closer into town where people are going to see it. I don't know. It's all about our image. And I hope that we're thinking about that before we throw it.
And we need to, because a lot of people don't realize that what the outside looks in and sees is what they think of the area.
Yes.
And if you want to increase your business base and your economic base and want people to move here, it needs to look nice as well as be nice.
All right. Well, and that's what we'll keep you posted, because it is coming. Yeah. We only have 2 newscasts before
2 or 3.
The 27th. We only have 2 or 3. So we will keep you guys posted as we roll into the 60th anniversary. And we do have really good plans for some great interviews with foot soldiers and with others. We always cover the Jubilee, hoping that we'll be right in the mix for this year. All right, let's head into the Black Belt Roundup.
All right, Black Belt Roundup. I got one thing I wanted to. I talked to Helene Felton. She's a very good friend of ours, and she's a big fan of Black Belt News Network, Selma Sun, and our newscast. She is working with the Black Belt Unincorporated Wastewater Program which is covering 11 counties in the Black Belt to try and help people who are in dire need of septic tanks, to help prevent some of the problems that we were just talking about, where raw sewage is, spilling out into our water system, water table. She's focusing, her responsibility is Montgomery and Dallas counties. She's focusing on Dallas County right now. So if you are a person living in an area and in Dallas County and you need a septic tank, if you have a broken septic tank or it's leaking or it's old and just, rotted out, if there's some kind of damage, and if you are the owner of the property, both the building and the property it's on, and you can prove your ownership, she wants you to call her because she can help you get a septic tank and get that situation cleaned up. Her phone number is 334-412-8670.
Yeah, and we've got it on the screen here too.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. It's on the screen. So call Helene. She is a wonderful person. She says, remember, she's a real estate agent, so she doesn't answer immediately. Leave a message or give her a text. Same number, 42670. She will get back with you. So if you need a septic tank, call her and find out.
I think that's great.
Yeah,
also,
that's fantastic. Good for her.
So I would like to talk about one of our really great programs that we've had, but we've been talking about. Let me see. Did I do it right? Yeah, I'm going to add it to stage. This is Live Health Smart Selma. Live Health Smart Selma. Yeah. And we have been running, so this is online. I'm going to get over to that page. Here we go. What are whole grains is the topic this week. Every other week we've been running recipes and fact sheets from it's UAB's Live Health Smart program, and they do wellness events. We've done quite a bit of stories. They're the ones that renovated and reopened East Selma Pond, the fishing pond, and should have fish in there soon.
All right.
Yep, you got to give them a couple weeks for the fish to get used to it, and then you can go at it. But here is the recipe for this week in our print edition of Selma Sun, and it's also online at blackbeltnewsnetwork.com under lifestyle, is peanut butter cookie oatmeal. Doesn't that look good?
Yeah.
I love
it. On a diet, you put cookies in
peanut butter cookie. It has the flavor. I know it's delicious. So it has like how to make it. It has the ingredients, and it's really easy.
Oh, man.
And we love sharing this with our readers because we all want to live healthier and health smart.
Oh yeah.
So just wanted to share that one as part of our roundup. I also wanted to share that there is a gun violence meeting for youth and gun violence.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be at the George Evans Convention Center to talk about, and this is being hosted by Evelyn Manns as a minister, and she actually is from Selma, was a civil rights foot soldier, but she's been in New York for a good while. But she came back after the storm, after the 2023 tornado, and has been pretty involved the last 2 years, again, in her Native community. And she is hosting a community gathering at 4:00 at the George Evans Conference Center on Washington Street, and hoping to get folks there to stop the silence and start a conversation. And we really support this. We think it's a great idea. And it is sparked by the death of Marcus Martin, who was a bystander and shot and killed in the Walmart parking lot during a shootout between a group of young men. And they were ages 16 to 20, very young, and four arrested and charged with this murder, because poor Marcus was just in the parking.
Wrong place, wrong time,
waiting for his mom to come back from, buying groceries. Wrong place, wrong time. So want to make sure that, people know to come to this meeting. We're a community connector, guys. She didn't pay me to say this. I think it's important for us to come together and talk about the things that are going on in our communities. And, gun violence, especially among youth, is not just here in Selma. So it is happening throughout the Black Belt. I know Montgomery has had a real challenge. So yeah, that's a meeting starting at 4. And we did have a story. Selma City Council has been talking about giving themselves a raise, and the police. Go check out that story at blackbeltnewsnetwork.com. They ended tabling the discussion last Tuesday, but we have had a lot of engagement and talk about this on social, about whether it's deserved, whether it's long overdue, but also about the police chief and whether he should have a raise or not as well.
Right.
So these are all good discussions that we as a community should be having. And I really encourage you to go read up on it. 91% of our readers come to us from your cell phones. You may be even watching this right now on your cell phone.
That's right. You never know.
I know you carry a cell phone with you. You can go read the story. You don't have to wait for a print edition or give me 75 cents in a machine. You can go read it at blackbeltnewsnetwork.com.
That's right. A couple other quick things I'd like to add. First of all, yesterday was 1 year ago that we lost Big Daddy. My Big Daddy hat.
Yes. Black Belt Outdoors.
Yep. Black Belt Outdoors. Thanks to him.
I actually made a new video of our page. This is from my phone since everybody sees everything. We have like 500 followers, which is pretty good to this new page we just started before the hunting season began.
Yeah.
We post stories, and this is all of our Big Daddy stories.
Yeah, I reposted that interview for folks.
Todd reposted a bunch of videos that we did from a year ago and from just in the last year since we lost Big Daddy. And our goal is with Black Belt Outdoors is to have something here that was similar to what, it's hard to fill his shoes, but what he did. And that way we can share. We loved during deer season to have all the harvesters and the little guys with their little.
Oh, yeah. I love to see the kids. Yeah. Heck yeah. That's awesome to see the kids get their first deer. Yeah.
And I know fishing tournaments are coming up.
Fishing tournaments, turkey season.
This weekend for one that the Demopolis River City one is about to start theirs the week after next. And it's in Utah, I believe. So we've got a lot going on in this space and want to make sure we're there. We share the results from tournaments. We attend some of them. And then I posted something about turkey season prepping.
Yeah, it's coming up
next.
So, yeah. And tomorrow, the big nature outdoors day down at Roland Cooper, I talked to Jennifer Rubel, who's running the park, and she said, rain or shine. So we are expecting.
The weather's not great this weekend.
Yeah, weather's supposed. She said that they are going to be doing it in a pavilion, in the pavilion down at the loop right there above where the T-pier is. So she's afraid that it's the weather could potentially affect the attendance, but the people that are coming to do it, this is the only time they can. So it's going to go on tomorrow regardless. Do be aware that we could see
we're rough and tumble here in the Black Belt. We can handle a little.
Yeah, that's true. We can. But, I hate to close on a sad note, but I do want to ask everybody to keep Judge Jimmy Nunn in your prayers and his family. His mother passed Monday. And we wanted to express our love and concern for and our prayers for his family, because he is a friend of the Black Belt News Network and of ours. So
he's probate judge for Dallas County. Also puts him as the commission, the chair of the commission for Dallas County. Right,
exactly. So we're praying for you.
When he hurts, we hurt. So prayers for you, Jimmy. I wanted to back up one step. If you have outdoors news, send it to Outdoors at Black Belt News Network.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah.
I had forgotten to do that too. Also, you can write for us, whether it's outdoors, whether it's sports, whether it's being a community correspondent and attending meetings. Send your news or your resume even to news@blackbeltnewsnetwork.com. We would love to hear from you. And I always say, well, we have several other things we like to say every week. And one of them is, thank you so much to our sponsor.
Thank you, Mr. Miller.
Randall Miller Funeral Service. Give a thoughtful final gift to your family. Pre-plan. That way everybody won't argue about anything. It's all set. It'll guarantee go the way you want it to go. And so you can give them a call. They have caring advisors that have been doing this a long time. Go to randallmillerfuneralservice.com or call them at 334-874-9081. And, you guys, if you want to be a sponsor or have a business would like to sponsor us here at the Newscast, we have at least 1,000 views every week. So I think that's pretty good.
That is darn good.
Get your message out there. We also get 100,000 page views a month to our website. So it's not something to sneeze about. If you want to be to get in our audience, come on. Follow us at Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube at Black Belt News Network. We're very active with our Selma Sun. I keep Selma Sun page going strongly because we love that we have a targeted audience with our Selma Sun group. We're trying to get everybody coming to us because we can take donations.
Yeah, there you go.
For Selma Sun and for Black Belt News Network. What we're doing is not easy and it's not cheap, but we don't want to charge everybody for it.
Right.
We want to try to do this in a way where we don't have a paywall and everyone has access to news. So make a donation. You can use this QR code or go to blackbeltnewsnetwork.com and there's a red button in the top right-hand corner that says donate. It is super duper easy. And we thank everybody that has donated before.
Yes,
and understand what we're trying to do here.
Yeah.
Okay, what else do I have? It's so much stuff. We just I never like to say goodbye to you guys. That's the funny thing. But we will say goodbye because we will see you again next Friday.
That's right. We'll be back next Friday.
Somewhere between 12 and 2. That's why it's just stay tuned because I was in Montgomery hoping to raise some money, and so came back here just in time to do this. So, but we're trying to do what we can to make sure the Black Belt News Network is your trusted source with very seasoned journalists.
Yeah.
And a big group of contributors that are in lots of cool places, and added a new person this week. So really excited about that. So just
good.
Yep. We added somebody else the week before. So we are really cooking.
We're growing.
Correspondence and with our reach. So looking forward to seeing you guys again next week. And until then, we'll see ya.
Have a safe weekend. See you next week.